12 News Plus, the latest details on a shooting over the weekend inside of a Beaumont apartment, what we know about the victim who was found shot several times.
Plus, the family of a 2-year-old boy hit by an SUV last week remains by his side as he recovers in a Houston hospital. How he's doing and how you can help.
And a Texas special session that kicks off today. The big issues lawmakers are expected to address and why some feel their priorities are skewed. 12 News Daybreak starts now.
Good morning and happy Monday. Thanks for being here with us on 12 News Plus with Daybreak. I'm Tia Johnson.
And I'm Mark Armstrong. It's 7:01, so let's go ahead and get a first look at your weather with meteorologist Jeff Gerber. And here's a live look outside from our Roofing 911 live Skycam network. This is above Lake Charles. You see that sun well above the horizon. And we've got Jeff standing by to talk about the sunshine in the forecast today. How's it looking today, Jeff?
Yeah, lots of sunshine, little rain out there for today. We're not expecting really any rain in the forecast through the next 2 or 3 days, so good news there. Temperature wise, we're into the middle 70s, 74 here in Beaumont, then we're at 76 in Port Arthur. Also Silsbee and Woodville is at 76. Then we look at about 75 in Jasper. Kirbyville's at 75. A little warmer in Orange at about 78. Head over towards Lake Charles. They're in the middle 70s as well as 76. A little warmer over towards Houston as temperatures there are right near 80 degrees here at 7 o'clock. As we look outside, plenty of sunshine. Don't see really any clouds across the area. This is the view from the Horseman's Western Store over in Orange. Of course, our Roofing 911 live Skycam network over in Orange, currently showing a temperature of about 80 degrees as traffic's going along pretty smoothly. We'll switch over to downtown at Packard La Prairie as we look at the Port of Beaumont. Once again, clear skies as the sun comes up on this Monday morning. Our Roofing 911 live Skycam network currently showing 79 degrees downtown, humidity 86%. And we see a south wind right at about 2 miles per hour at Packard La Prairie. Our day planner is showing temperatures starting off in the 70s, but by 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock we'll be into the lower 80s, and then we'll jump into the lower 90s at lunchtime, and then we'll reach up, I think a little hotter than we're showing here, about 95, 94, 95 for highs during the afternoon. Notice not a drop of rain there on the forecast. We'll see mostly sunny skies through the day, and we'll have winds out of the south pretty light at anywhere between about 5 and 10 miles per hour. So heat index is going to be up there, 105, 106. You'll need to drink plenty of water if you're going to be outside for an extended period of time this afternoon. Take some breaks. Try to get into at least some AC. If not that, get into a shady spot and have a seat for a little while. Slow down. Take care of yourself out in the heat. It really gets to you if you're not used to it. Looks like we'll continue to see hot temperatures over the next few days and some rain for the weekend. 7-day forecast is coming up.
All right, thank you, Jeff. Developing in Beaumont, more details are emerging about a shooting Saturday night at an apartment complex that left a victim with multiple gunshot wounds. Beaumont police say it happened just after 9 p.m. at the Autumn Oaks apartment in the 3100 block of East Tex Freeway.
Yeah, officers arrived to find that victim inside an apartment. Police say that the suspect went into the unit and shot that victim several times before taking off. The victim got immediate medical attention from responding officers before being taken to the hospital. They're in stable condition this morning. Authorities, they're still searching for that gunman as the investigation continues, and we'll keep you updated on air and online as we learn more. And a GoFundMe has been created for a 2-year-old boy named Adam who was hit by a Chevy Tahoe last Monday morning on College Street in Beaumont. Adam's mother telling 12 News that the boy's father was putting him and his siblings in the car when Adam ran off.
Yeah, she says they tried to catch him, but they weren't fast enough. That's when the driver of the SUV ran over Adam, dragging him into another lane. Adam is still in the hospital in Houston recovering from several injuries. His head and one of his ribs are fractured. His right arm is broken and his liver, kidney, and spleen are punctured. Thankfully, he's out of the ICU and conscious, and he did say mama for the first time this weekend. However, he still has to have inpatient therapy. His parents don't know yet when he'll be released. To find out how you can help, visit our website, 12newsnow.com. Also working to learn more about an assault Saturday night in Port Arthur.
Yeah, police, they were called to the 3400 block of 10th Street around 10:30 p.m. When officers arrived, they found a victim had been struck with a wooden object. That's according to Police Chief Tim Duraso. They were taken to St. Elizabeth and believed to be in stable condition. Now, Port Arthur police say that 2 people were detained at the scene, and Chief Duraso says one of them was arrested and charged with aggravated assault. Police also say that the victim and suspect knew each other. We'll keep you updated as new details arise.
And in Beaumont, around 3 Sunday morning, officers were called to St. Elizabeth's emergency room about a patient who'd been assaulted at a local business. They learned this happened at the hands of another patron of the business in the 3100 block of Concord Road. We're told the victim was seriously hurt, but details are limited. We do know they were later transferred to a Houston hospital for further treatment.
Time is now 7:05. A Million Men United for Christ in Beaumont. They hosted its 3rd annual Unity in Our Community event yesterday. Its aim is to inspire those with criminal backgrounds to turn away from violence by connecting them with valuable resources. Now, this includes trade schools and job opportunities. The group's founder says that he is determined to show the community that violence is not the answer.
Especially after hearing about ongoing problems with violence within the city.
God is the answer to solve all these problems that's going on. And not just that, man, you can reach out to someone, like you feel like you're on the fence, you're on the edge, you don't know which way to turn, man, you can pull on one of these guys, man.
One of the resources the event highlighted was the Pitzer Family Education Foundation in Beaumont. It helps grant second chances for those recently released from jail or prison through construction, training, and job placement. All right, let's go across Texas now, where lawmakers are back in Austin this week with a tight deadline and a lot on the line.
Yeah, Governor Abbott, he is pushing an 18-item agenda for this legislative special session, and some of those decisions, they could impact politics across the country. Our Derek Jones joins us in studio with more. Derek?
Mark and Tia, the governor's special session wish list includes issues that directly affect Texans and others that could tip the scales nationally. Those 18 items include flood warning systems after the devastating July 4th flooding in the Hill Country, regulating THC products that are sold in stores and online, eliminating STAR testing in public schools, and the redrawing of congressional maps. That redistricting push, encouraged by the Trump administration, has Democrats crying foul, saying it's about increasing Republican power ahead of the midterms.
Goal for Republicans is to try to squeeze more seats out of places like South Texas and try to craft the exurban and suburban districts in different ways.
The clock is ticking. Lawmakers have 30 days to deliver on the governor's priorities, but there's no guarantee everything will make its way to his desk. Coming up at 7:30, I'll break down why some Texans say lawmakers should prioritize flood recovery over political maps. In studio, Derek Jones, 12 News.
Thank you, Derek. Meanwhile, President Trump marked 6 months in office yesterday, touting his accomplishments so far and looking ahead to trade deals he says are close to being finalized.
Yeah, he's also trying to move past the Epstein files, but his supporters, they aren't letting go. NBC's Alice Barr has the latest from Washington.
I remember I went to Nebraska to get a
6 months into his second term, President Trump claiming to have revived the country.
We hit a lot of home runs, and we're going to keep hitting them.
Celebrating passage of his massive tax and spending bill, controversial migrant deportations, and imposing tariffs on trading partners around the world, with U.S. businesses feeling the effects and bracing for sweeping reciprocal tariffs set to hit at the end of the month.
Nothing stops countries from talking to us after August 1st, but they're going to start paying the tariffs on August 1st.
But as President Trump presses ahead with his agenda, Republican infighting over the case of infamous sex offender Jeffrey Epstein not going away.
I'm ticked off at everybody. Look, this thing should have been handled.
The president claiming his poll numbers have gone up among Republicans since what he calls the Epstein hoax, though new CBS polling shows his overall approval rating declining since February, with Republicans almost evenly divided on the Epstein handling, and 89% of those surveyed saying the Justice Department should release all its Epstein information. After a request from President Trump, the DOJ has asked for grand jury transcripts to be unsealed, but pressure is mounting for convicted Epstein associate Ghislaine Maxwell to testify before Congress, including from former Epstein lawyer Alan Dershowitz.
She is the Rosetta Stone. She knows everything. She arranged every single trip.
The ongoing controversy looming over the Trump administration 6 months in. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Still ahead on Daybreak, concerns over inflation ramp up with help from something called sneakflation. What it is and where you're probably already seeing it, and how it may affect your budget. Plus, if you've bought a certain brand of soda in the last 5 years, you may be entitled to some money. The brand involved in a class action settlement after improperly marketing its drink as gut healthy.
Out the door right now, we're looking at temperatures in the 70s, but this afternoon we're expecting highs in the middle 90s. It's going to be a hot one. We'll look at your forecast through the next 7 days coming up.
Share your pics and video with 12 News. Just go to the Near Me tab inside the 12 News Now app and click Share with Us.
We begin with breaking news in Port Neches.
Firefighters continue attacking the flames from the air.
We're working to learn more about a police chase.
We'll give you a live look at the scene tonight. Our crew there.
A chase in Port Neches turned into a standoff.
So we're working to get you more information.
We're going to keep you updated on air and online as we learn more.
Stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
I wouldn't say that I was like a partier, but I would say that I was a social butterfly. So we would just always drink. That night, I went through a red light and I T-boned another vehicle. And I just remember thinking like, oh no. Right after the DWI, I lost my license and I did 30 days in jail. I could have killed him because I decided to be reckless. I have a ton of regrets. I'm Katie. 5 years ago, I got a DWI and I'm still paying for it every day.
As tropical activity picks up in the Gulf, 12 News is your hurricane headquarters. Get prepared before a storm hits. Watch the 12 News Hurricane Special, streaming on 12 News Plus. From the must-haves in your supply kit to the evacuation routes you'll need to take, plus safety tips and how you can protect yourself from storm scammers. The 12 News Hurricane Special, keeping you prepared. Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
As Texans, we have many reasons to be proud of the Lone Star State. Showing our pride by saying, "Don't mess with Texas," means we gotta step up, walk the walk. Do our part to keep Texas clean. Because after all these years, all these miles, all these traditions, for all us Texans, "Don't mess with Texas" means don't litter.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Patrick Vaughn here with one of the most important hurricane tips, having an evacuation plan. First, gather food, water, and medicine before storing it in an emergency kit. Plan well in advance where you're going, how you'll get there, and if you'll need to transport any pets, small children, or the elderly. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life. Money Matters, sponsored by Gulf Credit Union.
Well, if you've purchased Poppy sodas recently, you may be entitled to some cash back. A nearly $9 billion class action settlement was agreed on after the soda brand improperly marketed its products as gut healthy. Plaintiffs, they claim that they would not have purchased the drink without those claims. So if you want a piece of this action, you must have bought Poppy in the last 5 years and submit a complaint or a claim online or by mail. And meanwhile, recent data suggests concerning new trends with inflation with the help of something called sneakflation. NBC's Christine Romans breaks down what it means for you and your budget.
When did you have to be willing to spend almost $10 on Oreos to get a deal?
The cost of living, issue number one for American shoppers, and new data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics showing inflation is creeping back up, rising 0.3% last month, up 2.7% from a year ago, and in turn driving up the costs of some linens, video equipment, clothes, furniture, and toys. Appliances jumped too last month, by the most in that category since 2020. It may be early evidence that steep tariffs are showing up in your family's bills.
The numbers tell us that inflation and especially the tariffs are starting to bite. It's not a huge increase, it's not a huge spike yet, but you no longer have to squint to see it.
Sneakflation has arrived.
Sneakflation. You'll remember its cousin, shrinkflation, where bags are smaller but the price stays the same.
I have just been victimized by shrinkflation, and I'm pretty mad about it.
But sneakflation is a tactic where companies find subtle ways to pass on their costs without changing the listed price.
I got in the latest order of my toilet paper. The rolls are way smaller, the paper's way thinner, the quality has gone way downhill. Do you think they've changed the price on them though? Mm-mm.
Like lowering the quality of the product, shortening return windows, and ending free shipping. But consumers are noticing the hidden prices and pressing pause on their spending. In a recent survey of online shoppers, more than 30% of respondents delayed purchases due to uncertainty over prices. And with inflation rates likely to keep increasing over the next few months, experts anticipate businesses will find new, sneakier ways to pass the costs of tariffs on to consumers.
Sunny skies as you get out the door this morning and temperatures generally into the 70s. Here's the view from Pack of the Prep, downtown Beaumont, as we look at the Port of Beaumont, and maybe a cloud or two out there, but that's about it. Lots of sunshine to start off this morning, and we'll only see a couple of clouds as we go through the afternoon. Our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network from Pack of the Prairie currently showing 79 degrees downtown. We'll shoot up to the lakes area. This is a camera in Jasper as the roads still look fairly quiet at this 7 o'clock hour on this Monday morning. Our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network from Jasper. This camera brought to you by Provalis. As we look at temperatures, Jasper's at 75, Kirbyville's at 75, 74 right here in Beaumont, while we're at 76 through Woodville, Silsbee, and Port Arthur. Orange currently showing a temperature of about 78. Pretty quiet across all of East Texas. Not much going on. Lots of clear skies out there for this morning. Nothing on radar, of course. And then you see this big swirl here in parts of Central Texas. That's just a big area, upper low pressure. We'll see if it creates any rain through parts of the central sections of the state for this afternoon. Right now, things are pretty quiet there. We are looking at some rain towards El Paso and then up towards, say, Lubbock, towards Amarillo, a few showers there. Our futurecast showing temperatures climbing through the 80s this morning. We'll hit about 90 as we head towards the lunch hour, and then we go up from there about another 4 or 5 degrees, 94, 95. That's what it looks like as far as high today. And then you add in humidity. It's going to be a hot one as the heat index is going to be 105, maybe 106. So take care with some hydration and some breaks if you're going to be outside. As we head in towards later on this evening, temperatures still very warm if you're out exercising, maybe during the evening. A lot of 80s, very humid, so take care and have that water handy as well. And then as we head through the overnight, we're expecting lows to drop off once again into the 70s. So our forecast for today, mostly sunny, light south winds at 5 to 10, and temperatures, like I said, about 94 and 95. And then tonight we back off into the middle 70s again, between about 74 and 76, maybe even a little bit cooler as you head up towards northern parts of Jasper and Newton County, back down to about 73 with south winds between 2 and 7 miles per hour. So it looks like a nice night tonight. Of course, not expecting any rain Tuesday, and Wednesday also looks dry and hot as we're expecting temperatures once again to be about 95. Thursday, we reach 95. I think the first part of the day will be dry, and then as we get towards late afternoon, maybe evening, we'll see a couple of showers work in. We actually have some moisture coming in off the Gulf of Mexico that's going to work right in here for not only late Thursday, but Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So each day we'll see scattered showers and thunderstorms. We'll go about a 40% coverage on Friday and then up that to about 50% for Saturday and Sunday. And at least it'll help cool us down a little bit. Instead of those middle 90s, we're looking at highs in the upper 80s for Saturday and Sunday. And like I said, some off and on rain over the weekend. Hopefully we don't have to raise those rain coverages up too much more for the weekend, but we'll keep you updated as we get a little bit closer to Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Maybe it'll do it like it did this past weekend, where they just kind of kept decreasing a little bit versus increasing. So we'll see.
That'd be nice.
It would be.
We'll have to wait and see. Like I said, it looks like a pretty good batch of some moisture coming in off the Gulf, and we'll keep tracking it. Like I said, we'll keep updating. Keep your fingers crossed. Maybe it will go down.
We're going to keep on top of it. TNI. All right. Thank you, Jeff. And it is Christmas in July on 12 News Daybreak, and we are giving away a 4-pack of tickets to Moody Gardens, and that final drawing, the big grand prize, that's going to be this Wednesday in the 6 a.m. hour. So on top of that 4-pack of tickets, there's also going to be a night at the hotel and a round of golf for one. Be sure to use that 4-pack of tickets by August 24th and go to 12newsnow.com/contest to enter. All right, it is 7:19 and time for your trending news. And that infamous CEO of Astronomer, well, he resigned Saturday after his kiss cam debacle.
It's just a story that keeps on giving. If there's any chance you missed it last week, he was caught cuddling up with another employee at a Coldplay concert, but she was not his wife. Andy Byron and his head of HR, Kristen Cabot, went viral. Astronomer co-founder says the search for a new CEO is already underway. It's still unclear if Cabot will stay with the company. People are now speculating online about how much money his wife could get in a divorce, saying she could become a very rich woman. But we don't really know much about his wife or if she's planning on divorcing him or anything, right?
I would be betting on it.
You think so?
Yes,
it's a lot of public embarrassment with that as well.
That's probably going to be one of the most popular viral stories
ever
of the year right there, if not ever. Yes, so crazy how red-handed they were caught.
Right, and speaking of how popular this is, that scandal went viral and everyone's been doing parodies of it.
Sports fans across the nation have been having a lot of fun with it. All kinds of couples reenacted the awkward embrace, including at a Savannah Bananas game, with mascots even getting in on the action. The most popular one so far has been the Philadelphia Phillies mascots mimicking the viral video. It's the video that we are all bonding over, with all the strife that seems to go on in society. You need something like this to bring us together.
It's funny, and I think I mentioned before, people are even saying, like, when you get caught doing something else besides that example, like supposed to be cleaning your room, kids reaction or something like that. It's a perfect reaction for getting caught up.
Means like, whoop.
Yeah, exactly. All right, talk about a ride you won't forget. A guy orders an Uber, gets in, and surprise, roaches all over the car. Shocked, this man took to Instagram saying, "Hi Uber, let's figure this roach situation out." Look at that. A $4 Uber credit isn't cutting it. Here's the kicker. He says the driver knew about the roaches the whole time.
Just spray some roach spray down.
Right, or go clean your car and then pick people up.
That's so gross.
I think it's worse that it's the small ones.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not too squeamish, but still I'd be like, what the heck, man? Come on.
Nah, I mean, we might have to get out and call an Uber or something.
Most people would. Yeah. Most absolutely. Because of a car accident.
I'd be like, is this a roach?
Yeah, what are you doing
Sir,
here?
we need to pull over. Okay. All right, your time now, 7:22. Here's a live look outside from our Roofing 911 Skycam network in Beaumont. Meteorologist Jeff Gerber will be right back with another look at your forecast.
This is a tornado on the ground.
And the roads are slippery.
We have a tropical storm warning.
Look at this water.
Street flooding in Beaumont.
It is going to get extremely cold.
The metal building blew away from a business. Staying safe behind the wheel is imperative.
Find a safe spot, move to an interior room.
Just make sure you're staying safe.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
The STEM fields are providing opportunity to be part of the developments that will shape the future, and the Army National Guard is at the forefront of the movement. Soldiers can serve part-time and choose from dozens of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics jobs, working with cutting-edge technology and innovations. And the skills and experience they receive can open doors for them to civilian careers in the STEM world. Join a team that is taking the lead in STEM by talking to a local recruiter or by going to nationalguard.com/careers.
409 Sports. To us, it's about so much more than a highlight, wins or losses.
It's the heart that makes up the game, the triumph of the human spirit.
It's agony and victory, diehards and day ones. It can divide or unify a community.
We give you the stats, but then we inspire you with the stories. The unpredictable, unforgettable, and incomparable.
We bring it to you all because sports lives in the 409.
No matter where we start, every mile brings us closer. And as Texans, we take care of each other along the way. We lend a hand, slow down, and take our time. At the end of the day, we all want to get home safe. Drive like a Texan. Kind, courteous, and safe.
I'm meteorologist Kerry Cooper here with another hurricane tip. Stay connected. Sign up for free emergency alerts from your local county and plan on to monitor the latest local weather and news at 12newsnow.com. Being aware of any new information will be invaluable. And finally, know the types of alerts you may receive. A watch means be prepared, while a warning means act. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
Welcome back and happy Monday. Neighbors and police gathered in Beaumont Saturday to share coffee, stories, and laughs for BPD's Coffee with a Cop event. It was held at the McDonald's on MLK and Euclid, giving folks a chance to connect with officers. One group, the Pear Orchard Neighborhood Association, has been gathering with them since the 1970s. There are also birthday celebrations and surprise visits from McDonald's mascots. And the Spindletop Roller Girls had their first home game since 2018 Saturday at the Beaumont Civic Center. Fans got to cheer on the local team's return and support a good cause, bringing in canned goods for the Southeast Texas Food Bank. The skaters spent months training a brand new team. If you missed the game, they'll be back August 9th and September 6th.
7:25 on this Monday morning. If you're heading out this morning, you'll see plenty of sunshine. No rain in the forecast for today. Be ready. There's going to be hot out there this afternoon. We're going to look at temperatures into the middle 90s. Along the coast today, a south wind at 5 to 10 knots, seas around 2 feet. Our only high tide today was early this morning at 3:01. That's about it. Our sunset tonight is about 8:16. Water temperature there at 86 into the Gulf. At Texas Point right now, we're seeing a south to southwesterly wind anywhere between, say, 9 to 12 miles per hour. Like I said, mostly sunny along the coast. Looks like a good day. Only a light chop on the inland lakes and bays for today.
All right, Jeff, still ahead here on Daybreak. A shooting inside of a Beaumont apartment over the weekend leaves one person hospitalized with several gunshot wounds. What we know this morning coming up.
Plus, a special session kicks off today in Austin. Why some Texans are protesting, saying political maps shouldn't be one of the top priorities.
And authorities in California investigate a couple of crashes, including one that landed a famous NFL footballer and war hero's brother in jail.
Before you head out this morning, here's a live look at the skies of Beaumont. We'll have more news and weather in just a few minutes. The time now is 7:27.
Good morning, Southeast Texas. Thank you for joining us here on Daybreak on 12 News Plus. I'm Mark Armstrong.
And I'm Tia Johnson. It is now 7:30. Let's go ahead and get a first look at your weather with meteorologist Jeff Gerber. Taking a live look at the skies of Beaumont. That sun gleaming and beaming. It just made Jeff take a double check, double look?
That's right.
Double look, double check.
Double take over there.
Double take.
Double look, double check, double take. It's nice to see the sunshine out there for once in the morning. Usually we have a lot of clouds out there. And it looks like the next couple of days we're going to be seeing plenty of sunshine as we see high pressure building into the area. And that means less cloud cover, no rain, and we're going to have to deal with hot temperatures, though. Expecting highs today into the middle 90s. But right now out the door, maybe heading to work, got to get there by 8. I think you'll have no problems as far as the weather is concerned. Starting off right there into the middle 70s, from 75 in Beaumont and Jasper to about 74 in Kirbyville. Port Arthur, Silsbee, Woodville, all at about 76 right now, and then 79 over in the Orange area. There it is, that sun, old Saul, as they say. Our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network out of Lake Charles, showing not a cloud out there. We will see a few clouds pop up later on this afternoon, but we'll keep the rain away for today. As we look at our day planner, expecting to see temperatures climbing from the lower 80s at 9 a.m. to around 90 at noon, and then we go up from there. I think between 2 and 4, we'll probably get up to about 94, maybe 95 in the lakes area. You factor in the humidity, it's going to feel like the heat index is going to be 105, maybe 106 for this afternoon. That's getting very close to the danger range where you can run into some problems as far as heat exhaustion, heat stroke, something like that. So slow down, give yourself some extra time to get what you're doing done, give yourself some breaks, make sure you have plenty of water on hand, and just give yourself a lot of time to get whatever you're doing done as we go through the afternoon. As we get in towards this evening, things will drop back into the 80s. So still very warm and very humid as we head towards the evening hours. We're going to see a couple of days of this weather. It looks like Tuesday and Wednesday. Eventually, as we head towards the weekend, we bring rain back into the forecast. We're talking about scattered showers and thunderstorms starting Friday, going through Saturday and Sunday. We'll show you that in our 7-day forecast, of course. That'll be coming up in just a little bit in weather.
All right, thank you, Jeff. And developing in Beaumont this morning, more details are emerging about a shooting Saturday night at an apartment complex that left a victim with multiple gunshot wounds. Beaumont police saying that it happened just after 9 p.m. at the Autumn Oaks Apartments in the 3100 block of East X Freeway.
Yeah, officers arrived to find the victim inside an apartment. Police said the suspect went into the unit and shot the victim several times before taking off. The victim got immediate medical attention from responding officers before being taken to the hospital. They're in stable condition this morning. Authorities are still searching for the gunman as the investigation continues. We'll keep you updated on air and online. A GoFundMe has been created for a 2-year-old boy named Adam who was hit by a Chevy Tahoe last Monday morning on College Street in Beaumont. Adam's mother tells 12 News the boy's father was putting him and his siblings in the car when Adam ran off.
Yeah, she says they tried to catch him, but they weren't fast enough, and that's when the driver of the SUV ran over him, dragging him into another lane. Now, Adam, he's still in the hospital in Houston, recovering from several injuries. His head and one of his ribs, they are fractured. His right arm is broken, and his liver, kidney, and spleen, they're punctured. Thankfully, he's out of the ICU and conscious, and he did say mama for the first time this weekend. However, he still has to have inpatient therapy. His parents don't know yet when he's going to be released, so to find out how you can help, be sure to visit our website, 12newsnow.com. And we're also working to learn more about an assault Saturday night in Port Arthur.
The police were called to the 3400 block of 10th Street around 10:30 p.m. When officers arrived, they found a victim had been struck with a wooden object, according to Police Chief Tim Duraso. They were taken to the hospital and are believed to be in stable condition. PAPD says 2 people were detained at the scene. Chief Duraso says one of them was arrested and charged with aggravated assault. Police also say the victim and suspect knew each other. We'll keep you updated as new details come in.
And in Beaumont around 3 Sunday morning, officers, they were called to St. Elizabeth's emergency room about a patient who had been assaulted at a local business. They learned that this happened at the hands of another patron of the business in the 3100 block of Concord Road. We're told that the victim was seriously hurt, but details they are limited. We do know that they were later transferred to a Houston hospital for further treatments. All right, across Texas now, lawmakers, they are going to be back in Austin today with a full plate and just 30 days to work during this legislative special session.
One hot button issue, redrawing congressional maps. 12 News reporter Derek Jones is in studio with why this is sparking protest. Good morning, Derek.
Good morning, Mark and Tia. Some Texans say the state has its priorities backwards. Protesters gathered outside the governor's mansion this weekend, calling on lawmakers to focus on flood recovery instead of redistricting. Redrawing congressional districts is one of the most politically charged issues on the governor's 18-item agenda. The Trump administration is pressuring Texas Republicans to deliver as many as 5 additional GOP seats in the U.S. House to tighten their hold in the Democrats' Congress. But protesters argue flood prevention and recovery should come first.
The urgency is going to feel like, well, it's gone now. Well, we've kind of forgotten about it, but it's not going anywhere, and it's going to continue until our governor and our legislators are allowed to do something real and concrete.
Trump's Justice Department says redistricting is necessary to fix unconstitutional racial gerrymandering, but Texas Democrats argue it's really about power and whether voters or political leaders in Washington decide who wins. With just 30 days away, lawmakers will have to decide how much of the governor's agenda they can realistically deliver. The special session gavels in at noon. In studio, Derek Jones, 12 News.
Thank you, Derek. The Port of Galveston Wharves Board could finalize an agreement tomorrow to create a permanent home for the battleship Texas. According to thecron.com, the lease to dock the ship at Pier 15 is nearly finished. It would include storm safety measures being put into place. If the agreement is approved, the ship is expected to open to visitors by early 2027 at the latest.
All right, across the nation now to Los Angeles, where Fernandez Ramirez is in the hospital this morning. He's the man that officers say drove into a crowd Friday night, injuring more than 30 people. Investigators say Ramirez had been escorted out of a nearby club. They say that he started to drive away, then made a U-turn, driving into the crowd on the sidewalk. Now, only a light pole stopped him.
Looking for their items, their people, their loved ones, their phones, their lost friends, everything was just scattered.
The LA County District Attorney is going to decide on charges which have not yet been filed.
And further north in San Jose, a fiery incident is being linked to the family of a football-playing war hero. ABC's Andrew Dimbert explains.
This morning, police investigating whether a man intentionally drove into this post office in San Jose, California, igniting a massive fire.
Postal inspectors are investigating as an intentional act. It will, of course, be determined in a court of law whether or not it was, but it does not look like an accident so far.
Police arresting Richard Tillman in connection with the crash. He's the younger brother of Patrick Tillman, who famously gave up his NFL career in wake of 9/11 to serve in the Army. Pat was killed in Afghanistan in 2004 in what was later revealed to be a friendly fire incident.
I woke up around 2:50 to explosion sounds, and I looked out my window and the post office was in flames.
Heather Roberts says she watched the post office go up in flames early yesterday after that vehicle caught fire. Dozens of firefighters racing to get the blaze under control.
When we went outside, there was a man standing in the parking lot with a bunch of belongings.
A photo of Pat Tillman could be seen inside a box left on the sidewalk at the crash site. Authorities say the suspect also likely tagged this graffiti on the side of the post office. The message, unclear.
We do believe the same person whose car that was caused the fire and put the graffiti up. The meaning of it is not known, certainly to us.
Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
Thankfully, no one was hurt. Richard Tillman is now in custody, being held without bond. Still ahead, surprising news in the Texas Hill Country flood. Why one organization is calling for transparency after the number of missing people in Kirk County dropped from 97 to just 3 over the weekend. Plus, as the summer wears on, ticks are wearing their ugly heads. A verified team addresses some common myths about the insects.
And sunny skies to start your Monday morning. We'll see a couple of clouds, but no rain today. Matter of fact, looks like dry through Wednesday, and then the rain returns. We'll have your complete 7-day forecast in just a little bit.
When industry news breaks, we're on the front lines, digging into the issue.
Lamar is working to protect Power City from hackers.
filtering out rumors and giving you the facts direct from inside sources.
ExxonMobil and lawyers for the United Steelworkers
Taking on the story from all sides.
The company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection last year.
Southeast Texas is a power city, and we're bringing the power to you. 12 News, putting Southeast Texas first.
As Texans, we have many reasons to be proud of the Lone Star State. Showing our pride by saying, "Don't mess with Texas," means we gotta step up, walk the walk. Do our part to keep Texas clean. Because after all these years, all these miles, all these traditions, for all us Texans, "Don't mess with Texas" means don't litter.
It's hard to really come to terms with dementia. There are little things that you can't even begin to plan for that happen that you need the early diagnosis for. My mom has done so much for me. There's no way that I wouldn't do the same for her. It's so important to have the conversation with your doctor earlier because you just do not know what the future holds.
We begin with breaking news in Port Neches.
Firefighters continue attacking the flames from the air.
We're working to learn more about a police chase.
We'll give you a live look at the scene tonight. Our crew there.
A chase in Port Neches turned into a standoff.
So we're working to get you more information.
We're going to keep you updated on air and online as we learn more.
Stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
I'm meteorologist Kerry Cooper here with another hurricane tip, evacuating correctly. If local authorities advise you to evacuate, do so immediately and without delay. Bring your emergency kit and be sure to follow evacuation routes. Do not try to take shortcuts because they may be blocked. Also remember to eat and get enough sleep for you to deal with whatever stress that may come your way. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
There's been a rise in ER visits in the Southeast due to tick bites, showing a noticeable increase this year compared to last. Megan Bragg verifies some common myths about where ticks bite and what you should do if you're exposed.
Our sources are the CDC, Dr. Christopher Bozzoli, an emergency medicine physician at the Cleveland Clinic, and OSF Healthcare. According to the CDC, the Southeast region has had 43 people visit the ER due to tick bites so far in July. That is already 7 more than the entire month in 2024. So how do you get these bites? Some people believe ticks only live in the woods. That is false. According to OSF Healthcare, ticks live on the ground and can live on animals. They will ride on a host like a rodent, and you can encounter them in your yard or walking in any tall grass. It is more common for ticks to live in fields or wooded areas with tall grass, so if you are going to be in these higher risk areas, be prepared.
We start with clothing, making sure that clothing is tucked in, good fitting socks, long sleeve shirts, and then repellents are very effective.
What happens if you get bitten by a tick? Should you use heat to get it out? This is false. OSF Healthcare says this could cause infection. Instead, use tweezers and slowly pull the tick away without twisting.
And we need to be careful to prevent a secondary bacterial infection. And so washing that area with warm and soapy water is really important.
With your Verify, I'm Megan Bragg.
Yeah, not a big fan of ticks, especially if you're out hiking in the woods and you come home and you find one of those, you're thinking, oh, there's got to be another one, or maybe another one. I don't like ticks. Anyway, here's a live look outside from our 12 News studio. As we look off towards the east, you can see downtown Beaumont there to the left of your screen. And then we'll switch over to Lake Charles, where we're looking at the port of Lake Charles this morning. Plenty of sunshine across the entire region. We'll see a few clouds start to come into the area a little bit later on this afternoon, but they won't be producing any rain. Expecting a dry day today with hot temperatures up into the middle 90s. Right now we're looking at 70s out there. 76 in Beaumont, Silsbee, Woodville, Port Arthur. A lot of 76s. 77 in Jasper, 74 in Kirbyville, and right at about 81 now in the Orange area. As we look towards the center of the state, there are some clouds as they kind of spin around an area of low pressure in the upper parts of the atmosphere, and not creating any rain as yet, but they'll probably produce a few showers out towards central Texas later on today. We are seeing rain this morning in El Paso and up towards Lubbock. They have some scattered showers. Our futurecast not showing any rain for us. We'll work our way through the 80s this morning. About lunchtime, we'll hit about 90, and then we'll go up another 4 or 5 degrees from there during the middle part of the afternoon. Expecting highs about 95, and then you add in the humidity. That'll put us up another about 10 degrees for the feels like temperature, 105. So take care with some hydration and some breaks if you're going to be outside, especially during the afternoon hours for an extended period of time, maybe an hour, 2 hours or so. We'll fall back into the 80s this evening, and then overnight we'll see those temperatures drift back down into the 70s. We're expecting middle to lower 70s starting off on Tuesday. Our forecast for today, mostly sunny, light south winds, and you can see the numbers anywhere between 94 and 95 for this afternoon. So just very hot and humid. Going in towards tonight, temperatures dropping back into the middle 70s, 75, 76 once again around the triangle here. And then we can cool off as much as maybe 74, 73 up towards the lakes. Sam Rayburn, Toledo Bend, you can see some numbers around 73, maybe 72 to start off on your Tuesday. 7-day forecast. If you like today, you're going to like Tuesday and Wednesday. All 3 days will be dry and hot with those numbers into the middle 90s. Thursday, for the most part, should be pretty dry. We do see a small chance of rain. That's going to be very late in the day, and we'll see a high of a 95 before maybe a couple of those showers pop up. We're watching some moisture work across the northern part of the Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of America, however you want to say it. Don't look at me that way. Temperatures are going to be cooling down, of course, with more rain in the forecast. 40-50% for the weekend. That means the afternoons could get a little wet, maybe a little stormy at times, but overall, I don't think it's going to be a washout this weekend. Depending on how much moisture we bring in, we might have to update those rain chances for Saturday and Sunday. We'll have to wait and see.
I got places to be, people to see.
That's right.
Really?
Yeah.
Sunshine is supposed to be in the forecast for that.
Thank you.
Supposed to be?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we don't have any control of that.
Thought you were in charge of that, Jeff. All right. Well, thank you for that. We'll be keeping an eye on the weekend, and we'll keep checking in on Jeff on that. Thank you, Jeff. All right, now to Kerr County, where officials say that just 3 people remain missing from the July 4th floods, which killed at least 135 people. Now, just last week, Governor Abbott said that it was 101 people were missing statewide, including 97 in Kerr County alone. So the question remains, how did that number drop so much and so quickly just over the weekend? At one time, that number of missing people was up to 161. It's news that many say is welcoming, but surprising.
Now a nonprofit in San Antonio is calling for transparency from Kerr County officials regarding this updated number. Our sister station also spoke with the organization about how this impacts search efforts. Here's Mike Jimenez.
Our reaction was, oh, that's weird. The big, huge drop in the numbers was very surprising to us.
On Saturday, Kerr County officials announced the missing number of individuals in Kerr County was down from 97 to 3. Nina Brooks, president of Search and Support San Antonio, says after the announcement, they will keep searching.
We're still searching for the 3 missing individuals. It doesn't make a difference if there are 100 missing, 50 or 3.
Brooks says the number of missing could impact resources.
The public's interest, of course, is different when 100 people are still missing or 3. Resources are flattened out.
Kerr County officials say hundreds were reported missing, and in coordination with DPS investigators, began an exhaustive search to verify the status of each missing person reported as missing. And through communications with families, local agencies, communities, and law enforcement, confirmed missing individuals has decreased to 3. In the statement, officials said in part, the process takes time, but is essential to ensure that every lead is thoroughly followed and each person is properly accounted for. Still, Brooks says she is calling for more transparency and details from Kerr County officials.
Who are these individuals that are still missing? Where were they missing from? Is Kerr County considering only residents of the Kerr County or also visitors, guests that came from out of the town for the 4th of July celebrations?
Area residents also voiced their concerns about the numbers of missing dropping down quickly.
We've not been given any
I guess, warning along the way or any explanation of how it dropped from 96 to 3 overnight.
If it was over a course of a week or a week and a half, but overnight, kind of weird.
Carville's Mayor Joe Herring put out a statement over the weekend. It reads, quote, "Our thoughts remain with the family still awaiting news, and we will continue to stand with them as efforts persist." Of course, we'll keep you updated as more updates surface out of Kirk County and beyond.
Yeah, meanwhile, here at home, friends and family, they gathered this past weekend to honor the life of Joyce Baden, the 21-year-old Beaumont woman who was among those who died in the flooding. Loved ones, they filled St. Anthony's for a mass of Christian burial Saturday after a packed wake at Wesley Methodist Church Friday. She was remembered as a vibrant spirit full of creativity, compassion, and faith. After the service, her loved ones held a celebration filled with music, laughter, and memories. Joyce's family says it's what she would have wanted.
And in case you missed it, a 1-hour special about the devastating floods called Hearts and Heroes. Flooding in the Texas Hill Country is now available on 12 News Plus. You can download it on your TV and watch for free. When 12 News Daybreak returns on 12 News Plus, we'll have more news and weather and your morning rush hour. Time now, 7:51.
As tropical activity picks up in the Gulf, 12 News is your hurricane headquarters. Get prepared before a storm hits. Watch the 12 News Hurricane Special, streaming on 12 News Plus. From the must-haves in your supply kit to the evacuation routes you'll need to take, plus safety tips and how you can protect yourself from storm scammers. The 12 News Hurricane Special, keeping you prepared. Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
No matter where we start, every mile brings us closer. And as Texans, we take care of each other along the way. We lend a hand, slow down, and take our time. At the end of the day, we all want to get home safe. Drive like a Texan. Kind, courteous, and safe.
The impact killed my dad and brother instantly. A man, after drinking excessively with his coworkers, ran a stop sign, T-boned my parents' Honda, and destroyed our family. He could have just said, "Hey, I'm not okay." There's Lyft, there's Uber, there's taxis. There's so many other options. Every day, someone else can be taken away.
The STEM fields are providing opportunity to be part of the developments that will shape the future, and the Army National Guard is at the forefront of the movement. Soldiers can serve part-time and choose from dozens of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics jobs, working with cutting-edge technology and innovations. And the skills and experience they receive can open doors for them to civilian careers in the STEM world. Join a team that is taking the lead in STEM by talking to a local recruiter or by going to nationalguard.com/careers.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Patrick Vaughn, here with some hurricane tips for protecting yourself against flooding. Take shelter in a designated storm shelter or an interior room and stay away from glass windows of doors. And if flooding begins, move to higher ground immediately. Never walk, swim, or drive through floodwaters. Remember, turn around, don't drown. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy.
Well, welcome back to Daybreak on 12 News Plus. It's 7:54 right now, and that means it's time for your morning rush out.
Here's everything you need to know as you start your day. A shooting at the Autumn Oaks Apartments off East Tex Freeway in Beaumont left a victim with multiple gunshot wounds Saturday night. Police say they were found inside the apartment after the suspect went in and shot them several times before taking off. The victim is in stable condition after being taken to a hospital. Authorities are still searching for the gunman.
A GoFundMe has been created for 2-year-old Adam, who was hit by an SUV last week in Beaumont. We're told that his father was putting him and his siblings in the car when Adam ran off and was hit by the SUV and dragged. Adam's still in the hospital in Houston, recovering from several injuries and still needs therapy. We have a link to that GoFundMe on our website, 12 News Plus.
At around 3 yesterday morning, Beaumont police were called to St. Elizabeth's ER about a patient who'd been assaulted at a local business. They learned this happened at the hands of another patron of the business in the 3100 block of Concord Road. We're told the victim was seriously hurt, but details are limited. We do know they were transferred to a hospital in Houston.
And it finally looks like we'll see a couple of days of some dry weather, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So today through Wednesday looks like hot and dry, as we'll see temperatures climb into the middle 90s. And of course, we have to deal with the humidity as well. So the heat index, or feels like temperature, is going to be up there around 105, 106. So take care, stay hydrated, take those breaks from time to time. Thursday, another hot day. We're expecting highs once again in the middle 90s, but we will see some showers come in late in the day. And then as we head towards Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we're looking at some moisture coming in from the Gulf. Matter of fact, we'll be kind of tracking that moisture throughout the week. And by the time it arrives Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it'll show up here with scattered showers and thunderstorms starting Friday and Saturday and Sunday. Right now, we'll go 40 to 50%. Hopefully, we won't have to raise those rain chances any as we head towards the weekend.
And we've got this really great contest here on 12 News. It's Christmas in July here on Daybreak, and that means we're giving away tickets for a family of 4 to Moody Gardens, and we're doing that on Wednesdays in the 6 a.m. hour. In fact, this Wednesday, that's going to be the last time we have an announcement for the prize. It's going to be the grand prize, actually. That's going to include that 4-pack of tickets, which expires on August 24th, along with a night at the hotel and a round of golf for one. So go to 12newsnow.com/contest to enter.
And before we go, a man from Massachusetts is going viral for his crazy luck. Paul Corcoran bought a multi-draw ticket for the Powerball drawing, but thought something was wrong with the ticket, so he bought a second one at a store 10 minutes away. Turns out both of the tickets matched 5 of the winning numbers, each paid out $1 million. So he's now $2 million richer.
So it sounds like he went to one place, put in these numbers, and he thought the ticket was messed up. So he went to another place and put in the numbers. So both of the tickets won because they both had the same numbers.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Or if he was crazy lucky, he did the random and they were different 5s, but they all just happened to match up there. If it was like a pick 7 or...
No, that didn't happen.
Yeah. Whatever you say, Jeffrey. Jeffrey has it figured out.
I told you what happened.
He told me what happened. I stand corrected. Thank you, Jeff. All right. Thanks so much for watching Daybreak here on 12 News Plus.
We'll be right back here for midday at 11.
Have a great day, everybody.